This video isn't about the fun habits to just make you feel good. It's about the real habits you need to get into the top 1%. I'm Salim, I'm a final year med student, and I've also done an undergrad and postgraduate degree. And over the years, I've seen what habits high performing students and people in their early 20s have that sets them apart from everyone else. So I'll go through the 5 habits that helped me do well in my academic and personal life so that it can help you too. So first, I have a question. Have you ever found yourself thinking that you'd be more successful if you had what other successful people have? Whether it's their intelligence, money, or something else. This is the wrong mindset most people have, complaining that other people only get so far because they've been given more or had more luck. And I don't mean to be rude, but this victim mindset doesn't do anything good. It only traps you into a cycle of thinking that you can't achieve much without having certain things to begin with. So what you need to do is have extreme accountability for both your wins and losses. Instead of complaining about not having certain things, look inwards and blame yourself. Realize that if you're not doing amazingly well, it's because of you and nothing else. This sounds bad, but it's a way to free your mind because it makes you realize that you're the one in control of your life instead of believing it's beyond your control and external to you. And when something is in your control, you can change things for the better. So what does this accountability look like? There's 2 parts to this, and the first is making sure to intentionally do things you find difficult. This could just be reducing your screen time, making sure to study an extra hour a day, or starting that YouTube channel you've been planning on making. If you don't actively seek discomfort and difficulty, it's going to get you when you least expect it. So take control in what difficulties you experience now to prevent unexpected difficulties in future. The second thing to have accountability is making sure to reflect on them. When something goes well, understand what you did that helped this happen and how you can do this again. And also note down how you're grateful for things going well, because as you work to reach the top, it becomes easy to forget your small wins, and practicing gratitude reminds you of them. But if something isn't going well, understand where you went wrong and what you could do better in future. I remember 2 years ago I had a mock exam I didn't do good in, and it was because I was doing too much leading up to it, with gym, work, piano and more. So I learned to organize myself and my time better and did well in exams after. So remember, the top 1% have this habit of extreme accountability to help them continuously improve. They don't look for an easy way out. And now the second point is very well connected with the fourth point, so you need to understand them both. And for the first of the 2, I have a question. What are your current goals in life? If you didn't have a clear answer in under 3 seconds, then you have a problem most people have that the top 1% don't have. Because the top 1% have a habit that plays a key role in their success that can help you do the same. And that's knowing exactly what you want. And how can you be like this? The best way to help you get this habit is by surrounding yourself with high performers. There's the saying that you're the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. And this is especially important when you're a student or in your 20s because it's where people start taking all kinds of journeys in life. So you don't want to mix with the wrong crowd. I come from a low income area in London and I've seen how much of a negative influence the wrong people can have. So build good relationships with people that are working hard towards something, because they'll be an inspiration for you to figure out what you'd want to do and how you can get there. For example, a friend of mine is involved in business and I'm relatively new to it, so I asked them what to start, what to read or things to do. But the most important and helpful thing I got from my friend was seeing the habits and behaviors they had and their commitment to learn and take action in business. And seeing someone a few steps ahead of me in this made me realize that that position was a goal I want to work towards. So I started copying the behavior, learning more from practical content on business, and cut down on pointless YouTube or Instagram videos. If for some reason you can't find people like this in real life, learn from educational content and look for role models online, or even reach out to them if possible. I've reached out to someone who earns 6 figures a year and I've been able to learn a lot from them, and that's also helped me understand my goal a lot better. Building this habit of always knowing what you want is going to keep your goal at the front of your mind, because if it's not a priority in this way, you'll forget what you're working towards and what you should be doing. And now a quick but important habit before the 4th point is about something I've noticed every high performing student do. Usually people say that if you're stuck on something, you should ask for help, but this isn't the immediate thing you should do, because the habit of high performers is to practice solution finding. When you have a problem and you're not sure of the solution, don't go crying out for help straight away. Spend 15 minutes to try your hardest to find a solution, and only if you can't after 15 minutes, then look for help. Doing this builds a balance between independence and knowing when to depend on others, so that you take problems seriously when things get difficult, which is going to happen a lot if you aim high. I get this problem in my comments where people ask for help without actually trying anything first, so don't be like that. And now connected to the second point of knowing what you want is that the top 1% don't just leave leave it as knowing what they want. They take it a step further by having the habit to maximize action taking, and there's a few ways to do this. The first is to stop what most people do. Stop with the constant planning of waiting for things to be perfect. Instead, try before you're ready so that you balance planning with action. Because if you want to be able to swim, you can't just watch swimming videos. You need to get in the water. If you want to be able to ride a bike, you need to get on the bike and start pedaling. Beyond a certain point of planning, it becomes avoidance, which is why if I'm starting something new, I plan for one day, then do something for it the next day. I remember the day my exams finished in June, I thought about making a website, and the day after I had it up and running, even though I know nothing about websites. So to help you build this habit of taking action, realize that the best way to get better at something that matters to you is by taking action. From action, you'll quickly learn what you need to focus on and improve. And waiting for a perfect plan or the perfect time has no purpose, because when has anything in your life been perfect? I'm guessing never. So follow the habit of seeing action as a feedback loop where you take action, learn to improve, then plan your next move based on what you learn, and repeat this cycle again. And to maintain this high level of work towards your goal, the second thing to maximize action taking is to have a daily review of how much progress you've been making. This is to visualize where your time is going and if you need to push yourself back in the right direction. I have a daily habit scorecard where I track everything I do in the day and note down if I've been making a good amount of progress in the short term. It makes it more of a game because I try to get as many greens or ticks as possible and do more than the day before so that I maximize how much action I take. Being able to take action this way is necessary because a goal without action is just a dream, and you can't be better than 99% of people by just dreaming. You have to put in a lot of work. And now, something I show in all of my videos is me exercising, and it's not meant as a flex, because a habit of high achievers is having good physical and mental fitness. I don't really like exercising, but I do it because it keeps me physically fit and healthy, and just as important is that it helps me stay mentally healthy, because studying or working all day isn't healthy. Someone who does that will just feel anxious, get burnt out, and eventually stop doing well. By working on physical and mental fitness, you'll build a good, balanced life and especially appreciate delayed gratification, knowing that a good diet, enough exercise and sleep, and meditating is a sustainable way to live a healthy life. And the discomfort of exercising or spending time to meditate builds discipline, which helps to avoid unhealthy habits like doom scrolling on your phone. So start with something, whether that's a 20-minute walk or 10-minute meditation. Nobody's too busy to spend 10 minutes for a healthier life. And now our problem is that even if you know the habits of the top 1%, it can still be difficult to start practicing those habits, especially if you don't have the motivation or discipline to. And over the years, I've been able to reliably build and maintain healthy habits even at times where I don't feel motivated or disciplined, so that it was still possible to do well at med school and have a healthy personal life. So in this video here, I'll talk about how you can make yourself work without needing discipline or motivation. So click the video to learn more.